Morning or afternoon or whatever it is, wherever you are. Welcome to Chasing the Apex. I'm going to keep this very brief. So we just got done dropping off some cameras to Bill Eason, and I don't know what he's going to come with. So we'll see what he brings back. It'll be an interesting show, and thank you all again for watching. And we're still trying to do the safe thing, and we're still trying to stay segregated. So we'll see what Bill sends back. I mean, he's shooting on his own, and we'll see how that works out. Again, thanks for watching Chasing the Apex.
Hey everybody, welcome to Chasing the Apex. Coronavirus edition number, I'm not even sure actually. So we're continuing with our filming by ourselves, and this is my least my lowest level skills. So I got a crash course on how to use these cameras, and we'll see if it works out. So behind me is a customer's car that I just got back on the road after it's been sitting for a number of years, and this is the epitome of the car I work on, specialize in, and this is one of Jason's favorite cars that's coming into the shop, and sadly he's not going to be able to see it. So I'm standing in the middle of the street. That's why I keep looking over to the left. I'm in the Port of Oakland in the San Francisco Bay Area, and this is part of my test track for the cars that I work on. I try to drive them fairly hard before I return them to the customers, and this is a fairly deserted area, particularly on the weekends. I'm filming on the weekend today, and I'm gonna get a little closer to the car and tell you about it. So this is a very early production 1965 911, and it was produced first 6 months of 1965. The early cars were called 901s, and this one, when we get around to the back of the badge, it'll show you that it's a 911. Anybody who can tell us why they were called 911s after they can't be called 901s anymore, we'll give you guys a shout out in the next video. But everybody knows a 911, but they were originally called a 901. And this car has a lot of really cool features, because in the first generation of these cars, they're still figuring everything out. They were transferring from the 356 to the 911. So the 356 was a fun, cute little car, and they'd had some successes in the racing and so on and so forth with the giant killer aspect, 4-cylinder cars that were going up against much bigger competition, and actually doing a really good job of it, to be honest with you. But the 911 is a true sports car, whereas the 356 has got its roots in VW and design and everything. The 911 is actually designed as a sports car from the ground up, and we have a lot of cool, fun little things to show you on the car. Notice the windshield wipers are parked on the other side. It's got the early grills and the chrome fog lights and the wrong headlights, and they're from a more modern car, and the wheels are from a slightly more modern car. But the cool little mirrors are nice, and all the chrome bits, and the beautiful wood steering wheel, and the gauges that are green, which is a throwback to the 356. The later 911s, the gauges were white, but these are green face gauges, and the wood dash, and it still smells a little like a 356 instead of a 911. It's got the low back seats without a headrest, and the push button door opens like that they'd had to change because they put a cover over that, so that in a rollover accident they were afraid that it would push the button and the door would open and throw the passenger out of the car. Back here we have the Porsche is one badge, and it's not the later cars, it's P-O-R-S-C-H-E stretched across the turn, and the individual. So this is an early version, and the same with the script on the 911. So it goes sideways like that instead of straight across, and this grill is really pretty, and it's actually not one piece. The later ones are one piece aluminum casting, excuse me. This one is multiple pieces, and you see the little details are each one is a little different length and a little different shape. If you look right there, you can see that they're numbered so that you can assemble them in order. It's really kind of cool. And this is the kind of car that I really like. It's a manual transmission. There are no power brakes. There's no power steering. There's no airbag. There's no nanny controls. It's all analog. The traction control is your foot, and it's not fast by modern standards. I think it maybe puts out in the neighborhood of 140 horse, and it weighs probably 1,000 kilograms, maybe a little bit more, which is about 2,200 pounds, 2,400 pounds, which is not a lot. So the power to weight's pretty good, but it's light, it's flickable, you can change direction in it really quickly. And yeah, a modern car will walk all over it, but this is the kind of car I really like. And unfortunately, Jason's not gonna be here to drive it today. So we'll see if he can live vicariously through this event. So that's the walk around. Hi there. Okay, so we're back, and I made it back to the shop after the drive. Hopefully we've got some good footage, and you guys can enjoy driving the cute little 65 911. And we're back in front of the shop here. The car's there, and there's Ratchet, the customer service dog, chilling out. And there's the green car, the 65, and parked sideways in the driveway. The driveway's kind of steep, so we have to take the cars in nice and easy. There's the front of the shop, and walking in the shop, and I've got a couple of interesting things in here. I don't know, we've got look at that, there's a BMW for Lindsay. Lindsay loves cars, she also loves BMWs, so I'm actually working on a modern BMW. I've got another oddball in the shop I'm going to show you in a second. And then one little shout out for Leanna Jan, got the trivia question right in last week's video, so thank you very much. And then over here we have an interesting car. So this is early 60s Jaguar XKE, or Jaguar if you are in the UK. And this is one of my client's cars. I take care of his collection, and it's a pretty nice car, British Racing green interior, and goes pretty good. And I don't know if rumors are true. I tend to believe this one. Enzo Ferrari actually said that this was the most beautiful car ever made. And if that guy says somebody else's car is beautiful, you got to think, holy cow, this car is beautiful. And I don't think there's a straight line on this car. It's pretty gorgeous. And 4-speed, inline 6, 4.2 liter. And this thing actually goes really good. I had it, bringing it back to the shop from my customer's location, I had it going pretty darn good, and it's solid all the way up to about 100, 110, and then it gets a little light, but it will pull a lot farther past that. So thanks for watching, and we're picking up a lot of subscribers, but please don't forget to subscribe and or suggest other people subscribe, and hopefully we'll do some other interesting things, and maybe Jason will get a chance to drive that car, because he's been really jonesing to drive that car, but he can't be here. We'll have to separate. Thank you very much.